That's my pre-workout dance. Well, that's my dance for everything. Like if music comes on and I like the song, this is it. It's right here. It's about as good as it gets.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Finding Strength. I'm down here in Houston, Texas at Woodlands Strength and Conditioning with Jessica Belt, pro powerlifter and recent physique competitor. Won the overall at her first competition. And so are you going to continue with that? Or are you going back into powerlifting?
I'm actually planning on doing both. So I've got a powerlifting meet slotted for November, and then immediately following that, dieting down for my next show. So
where's that going to be? That's at the Arnold?
The Arnold Amateur is the goal. So
excited for that?
Nervous, but yes. It's almost like it's kind of cool because it's a bucket list to go to the Arnold. I've never gotten to go, so I'm like, what better reason to go to Ohio than the Arnold? So exactly. I'm excited.
There are many other reasons. I'm just kidding. I love Ohio. And then so in powerlifting as well, you have a total pro in how many different divisions?
I have an international elite total starting in 148, 165, 181, and 198. Though I think I was probably the world's lightest 198 lifter ever.
What'd you weigh there?
182. Basically, I just tipped the scale and then was able. There was a record I was after, and so you do what you got to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. How'd you get into powerlifting?
Actually, I started initially in CrossFit, and then being a 5'9" athlete, burpees and body weight movements, you typically don't go as fast as all of the other shorter athletes, and we really started noticing that I excelled in strength, and I kind of just fell in love with deadlifting. Was my first, it was my favorite lift. Every time I came into the gym and I saw deadlift on the board, I knew it was my day.
Yeah.
And the more I got into that side of things, and I met with my now partner in the gym, and he saw a lot of potential in me to be a lifter, and he was like, have you ever thought about powerlifting? And I said no, and so he's like, well, let's see what we can do. And so that's where it kind of started, and then I just fell in love with the sport, and I've been lifting ever since.
That's awesome. And I think you also said you have a weightlifting background a little bit.
I've done a little bit of weightlifting, CrossFit and weightlifting. I've never actually got to compete on a platform with weightlifting because I fell in love with powerlifting and just kind of wanted to see where that went.
So how did you transition from powerlifting to physique?
So I had been talked to by a couple other people about, have you ever thought about, and it's just one of those things where I was like, I never thought that was something I could do. And I wanted to see, and so there's a little challenge on the board of with some friends of mine that was, I bet you can't do this. And so I'm one of those people that if you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to see it through. And I also kind of wanted to prove to people, because a lot of women especially think that if they lift heavy that they're going to get bulky, they're going to get big. And so my biggest thing that I say is no, lifting heavy is not what's going to make you bulky. The cupcakes that you eat while lifting heavy is probably the combination of the two. And I wanted to prove that, what you put in your body is what's going to change you, as well as exercising. So I lifted heavy, I trained heavy, I still trained predominantly like a power lifter. My diet was what changed, and the process was fun, and it also gave me a really good off season to work on some imbalances that I had, and I didn't know what to expect until I got on the stage and I got out there and I was like, oh my gosh, I love this too. I was like, can I do both? And so that's what we're gonna do.
So what kind of training do you implement when you do powerlifting?
So I am a fifth set athlete. I train with Sweet Barnes. I started in conjugate, so a lot of it's all kind of intermingled in there, and I love working with him. Even when I was training in my physique, I would message him like, I feel like this and this, and he was right there, and just an incredibly supportive support system to me since the day I met him. And so that's really cool that even though I was doing a physique thing, he was still right there. And so yeah, that's where I'm at now, and he's about to kick my fanny, and I know that it's coming, and I can feel it kind of building, and so I'm kind of excited to see what's about to happen when I transition back into my meet for November.
Well, I'm assuming going to physique, you probably up the volume a lot. So coming back into a fit set type of structure probably won't be too bad, right? Or you think it's going to be?
We'll see. Those AMRAPs get spicy, and he does a lot of high repetition stuff. I mean, there's bench press where I was doing like sets of 25 on bench, and that had to go up each week. And it was one of those things where I'm like, okay, all right, are we going to get it today? And so I don't know if the transition is going to be as much, and we still are going to keep a lot of that in there because he's actually going to continue on, with my programming all the way into my show. So we're going to run a 5th set program for a physique show. So we'll see how that goes.
He is a madman. I mean that in the best possible way, sweet. So do you do all the programming here at the gym?
My partner, actually, predominantly, Tommy Hastings, biggest support system. I have my best friend, my rock in so many ways. He does the programming here. I help. I do have athletes that I program for. And so it's a partnership, but he does all of our, powerlifting program for our team and is incredible with it. And, I get to put in some input or help. And then I have my athletes that I work with and program for. I do everything from strength and conditioning, PTSD veterans with disabilities, sport-specific training, athletic performance, weight loss, you name it. I'm gonna throw weights at you and tell you how to get better.
That's awesome. And so, talking about that, you also mentioned that you work with a lot of recovering addicts and stuff.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about kind of how you bring them in here and your plan with them, and then kind of I know you're a recovering addict yourself, alcoholic, right?
So it'll be 4 years on the 29th. So
congratulations.
Got a few days, about 5 days until I hit 4 years clean and sober. I am a suicide survivor. I tried to take my own life 4 years ago. I was in a really, really dark place. And weight training has actually become a therapy for me. When I'm feeling stressed out, or those itches are there, because I tell everybody, I said, you're never cured of addiction. You're never healed from it, but you can heal a little every day. You can make yourself a little bit better every day, and that's why I train the way I do. It's my therapy, it's my healing, it's my addiction, and I'd rather have that as an addiction to keep me healthy and strong and centered than the other drugs and alcohol, because you name it, I've done it. And I get to work with the PTSD Foundation of America, Camp Hope, which Camp Hope is a refuge for PTSD veterans. Most of them do suffer from addiction. And so they get to come here, and we actually started it as like a seminar, like a boot camp kind of thing, where they came in, and I had about 30 of them. And once we sat down with them, and I watched these guys just light up when they came in. They got to be guys again. They got to take their shirts off and hoot and holler and lift weights and feel good, and just the way they lit up afterwards. I looked at my partner and I said, Tommy, can we keep them? And he was like, run with it, do what you want to do. And so I spoke to Ron and Ben, which were the two the two head guys there. And I said, I'm going to offer every single Camp Hope veteran that comes in a free membership.
Oh, wow.
They have a free membership here for life. They've paid their price. They're all combat veterans. I've got a double amputee that's in here, and he stands on his nubs and is doing curls in the corner, benching. He's incredible. My only rules are, you stay clean, you stay sober, you keep working the program, and your membership here is for life. You can come in here, and I want to show you my therapy and let this be part of your healing and your therapy. And I've got a bunch of guys that we've got a little small powerlifting team that have done a couple meets, and USPA Texas is awesome in the fact that we have our own military division with records.
Oh, wow.
And I think we're one of the only states right now that have that, if not the only. I'm not sure, I'd have to double check, but I know for sure we're one of the few that offer military records. And so these guys come in and they get to compete and set records, and it keeps them driving to stay clean and stay sober. And it's a really, really, really cool feeling. And it definitely, I tell them I lean on them just as much as they lean on me, because they give me hope to keep fighting every day. And between them and then my daughter, it's like I have everything I need.
That's awesome. Yeah, I definitely think weight training, and whatever sport it is, strongman, powerlifting, it definitely helps, especially guys who come back from that much action. You have that much just kind of adrenaline, and you need that kind of primal thing. And I know for me, when I got back and got out and I had a hard time transitioning, like strongman's pretty much what saved me. I was just like, it gave me something to look forward to, and that was always the beacon in my dark times. So that's awesome. It's really great that you're doing that.
I feel like there's so many people in all of these sports, like weightlifting, powerlifting, CrossFit, bodybuilding, that this is a therapy to them. I've met so many people within the fitness industry that, they said, I was an addict, or, I had a hard time adjusting when I came back, and things like that. So knowing that this is something that we all can do, and it's so inclusive. You can find something in the fitness industry that fits you and makes you a better person. Mm-hmm. I think that's really, really cool.
So do you have like annual kind of bringing people in, like not seminars, but workshops and stuff?
We're working on it right now. The way we have it set up is that the transition guys, so they go through phases, like in the black phase, red phase, transition. The transition guys have free will to come and go as they please. They they can come in, and then we have set days where some of the other guys can come in, and it's just a matter of coordinating with Ben and Ron about when we can, and we'll bring in a bunch and basically run them through like a beginner of, this is how you squat, this is how you bench, this is where we check our ego, so that we're not loading all the weight and getting hurt, and basically teach them how to lift again.
Yeah.
Because I do see a lot, I think that's everybody though. You see a lot of people that are like, I'm going to load 400 pounds on that bar. And I'm like, that's not a good idea. Let's not do that.
I see that way too often.
Yeah. Or they see, this person's lifting this, and they're like, oh, I got to lift that. And I'm like, no, you don't. It's fine. Let them do that. You do this. And so just kind of teaching them how to train appropriately so they don't get hurt, but they can get out that aggression.
Yeah. So do you have like an actual, besides the people that you train here at the gym, do you have a powerlifting team that is separate from the gym, I would say?
We have a group of guys. It's the Camp Hope team.
Yeah.
Then we get them singlets. But they can actually transition into being part of our Woodlands Strength team. So once they are out and they have graduated from Camp Hope, they can get their Class 1 total. And anybody in my gym that's a powerlifter that gets a Class 1 total, it gets a singlet. We provide them their own singlet. They are an official team member at that point. And then we have our ones that are training to earn that singlet. And it kind of gives you a little bit of motivation, because our singlets are pretty cool. They're like purple smoke and green.
You designed them?
I did. I actually...
Is it Harry Potter themed, or...?
Mine is. Mine is Jessica
Didn't
Philippus.
notice the Slytherin.
Yeah, I am a huge Harry Potter nerd. It's really bad. I watch Fantastic Beasts or Harry Potter every night before bed. Jessica Philippus. Her singlet company is actually the one that did my singlet, and I was like, I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, so it says Avada Kedavra down the side, which is the killing curse. It's got Harry Potter lightning bolts right here. It's got dark marks all over it because I am a Slytherin. I kind of got that dark side, so it works. And so we took the Harry Potter stuff off the singlet, and it's the purple and green smoke, and they look really cool. So yeah, so they work hard to earn those singlets too, and it's really cool to watch people come in and bust their butts to earn that piece. So
are they getting ready for anything coming up?
I do have several getting ready. Last year we took, I think, 19 to nationals. And I think we're around that number again this year that are going. I want to say we had 27 or 28 qualify this year alone. And then we're taking 19. And we are sponsoring a few of them. A couple of one is actually one of our veterans that we're sponsoring him to go. And I think about 19.
That's
so
awesome.
It's going to be a busy day. Me and Tommy are going to be running crazy 3 days straight, but it's always so much fun. You come back exhausted, and I think I have more fun coaching and handling people at meets than I do actually competing myself, because you watch them get excited and they platform. I had one guy last year almost get kicked out of the meet for cussing, but not in a bad way. He was so excited he got his PR, and he is one of my sweetest guys in the gym. We call him Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
And he's the sweetest guys in the gym, and he got this huge PR. It was like a 40-pound PR, and he goes to rack the bar, and he goes, F yeah. And Alan looks at me and he was like, watch it. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I was like, it was pure joy. I swear. So I think it's so much fun to watch, new lifters come in and the first time getting to go to that, bigger arena and, see all these great lifters. So
that is one of the best feelings, is watching lifters. I mean, you have your own athletic career, but once you get to share your knowledge and see other people excel, that's one of my favorite things on those too. So if somebody wanted to come train here, somebody that was, wanted to get in the Camp Hope program, or just anybody in general, how would they get in touch with you?
So www.woodlandsstrength.com, that has our contact information, that has a phone number, and that phone number actually comes directly to me. So you'll be talking to me on the other end of the phone. It also has our email, team@woodlandsstrength.com. As far as with Camp Hope, you can definitely reach out to me and I can get you in contact with the right people, or you can go to the PTSDFoundationofAmerica.com or .org, excuse me, and that can give you a lot of knowledge as well. We also have a Facebook page, Woodlands Strength and Conditioning. Any of those ways are the easiest way to get a hold of us. And like I said, you'll be talking to me where I'll talk your ear off. I'm really good at it.
Sorry. So you're getting ready for this powerlifting competition. What are your goals for the meet? What do you want to accomplish?
I definitely, I'm a lot lighter now than I have been in a few years.
What do you weigh now?
I woke up this morning at 151, 152-ish, around in there. My lightest before, I say before depletion because, when you cut water and everything for a show, I don't really qualify that as that's stage weight. Stage weight, I was 143.
Okay.
But I was 148 before I started depletion. So since my show, which is almost a month ago, I've gained about 3 pounds, 4 pounds.
Okay.
So we're trying to do it slowly.
Yeah.
But I want to see what I can do being lighter. I would like to try and PR, but I've kind of gotten to a point where I just want to enjoy the sport. I want to get stronger, and I would really like to pull 5 in a meet. We had me set to pull 5 at Boss of Bosses, and I ended up with walking pneumonia, so I was literally stuck on an inhaler at this meet trying to do the best I could. And 480 was the best that I pulled, so I was like, I really want to find that. Yeah, but you've got girls that are pulling over 6. I watched the US Open, and I'm watching these incredible female athletes, and I mean, they've got 600 plus Wilks, and I'm just like, that is amazing. I mean, these girls are putting it all out there, and it's inspiring. And so if I can just, right on the, get kind of back up there again, it'd be kind of cool.
Well, what was your total when you first set your first powerlifting meet? You set those 2 records, and
my first ever powerlifting meet, I was a 148 lifter, and I think that I don't even think I got 1,000. I was like a 336 squat, a 181 bench, and a 374 pull.
Was that where you set those 2 state records?
I set all 4 state records in SPF. That was an SPF meet. And then I went and requalified for the nationals, and I set all 4 state records. And then I set all 3 American records. I didn't get the bench. I set the American record for a squat, deadlift, and total at my first nationals as a 148 lifter. And then I've held American records in 148, 165, 181, and 198. And I held a world record really, really briefly in 198 for bench, but it got snatched very fast because it is so competitive. I think I still hold a few state records here in Texas, but no more. Maybe I'll get an American record again one day, or a world record. Maybe. But right now it's just enjoying the sport and having fun and watching, what Tommy and I have brought here, and watching that grow is
it's an amazing facility.
Thank you.
It's hard to find a little bit, but
we're kind of hidden and we
Yeah.
don't advertise, and I feel like because we don't advertise, like we get people that are really
get people seeking you instead
that
of
want to be here, and I think that's why we get such a great. And it's been very many trial and errors. It took us 3 years to get to the point that we're at, and we have something really great here, and I feel like it's really special. We have everybody that walks in these doors, is here because they love it. They love, they love the sport, or they love getting to feel better, and everybody gets along and helps each other, and it's a really, 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 really cool environment. And so I am just thankful and blessed every single day.
Yeah, that's one of the messages I've been trying to compound as I've been doing this. All the gyms I go to, it's building that community. All the successful gyms have that community where everyone wants to be there, everybody knows each other, everybody helps each other, and it's really an amazing thing to see. It's not like a Lobo gym where nobody knows each other and everybody talks shit on each other and
stares at people.
Exactly.
And headphones in. And don't talk to me.
Yeah, so a place like this is really amazing.
We love it.
I like it.
Tommy, I tell Tommy he's an equipment hoarder. He's like, oh, I think we need to buy this. And I'm like, what are we going to do with it? He's like, I'll figure out something. But I'm kind of glad that he did, because we've got a lot of really cool toys. And, I tell everybody, they're like, well, what specialty bars do you have? All of them.
All of them.
Well, which ones? All of them.
Yes, all of them.
Just yes, yes. And both my powerlifters and my strength and conditioning, they all use all of it.
Yeah.
So we use chains and bands, and we have fun, and I love it. It's literally, this is a dream come true for me every single day. I get to come in and I get to play with toys all day. I mean, I'm a giant toddler.
Yeah.
I love Harry Potter, so of course I'm a giant toddler.
Works.
So it works.
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
No, thanks for coming on. And if you have anything you want to say, final thoughts?
Come check us out if you're in the Houston or Woodlands area. If not, you can reach out to us on Facebook. I love meeting new people in the industry. I love to, in the South we say chewing the fat. So reach out to me. I'm very personable. But if you are here, come check us out, because we love to see new faces.
All right, thank you. And guys, thanks for watching again. Make sure you visit our sponsors, Hate Brand Goods, Elite FTS, and Train Strongman. All that information will be down at the bottom. And if you need to contact me, send me an email at zachgallman@gmail.com. And I'll see you guys out on the road. Thanks.
Bye.